real talk.
Good evening, Gotham. It is I, Ryan Dole, has returned after a very sweet party known as the Jeffries. And you know, we couldn't do the Jeffries without this guy, Mr. Craig Goldberg.
Hello.
Craig.
Hi.
I still don't know how to do this whole sound thing.
I don't either. And I've been
like how to
doing
do
it
this
for...
transition thing from like the
Well, the thing I always say is
from
like
the
you
opening
gotta
to this.
It's hard to produce the show and host the show at the same time. So hats off to you. You're doing a great job so far. Hey, thanks for having me on Gotham City tonight. This is great.
It's great having you here. I'm glad you're here. I needed somebody to talk about this with me because the Flash trailer dropped.
Right. On the Super Bowl.
On the Super Bowl. I'll have to look it up
Actually,
now. I don't know where I put it, but we have the first look of the Joker 2.
Joker 2, DC Elseworlds. By the way, right before we went live, McFarlane dropped all the pre-orders on Amazon for the Dark Knight Rises, or the Dark Knight wave of DC Multiverse.
The Nolan verse.
The Nolan
restore that. If you really want to see me get mad, restore that universe.
I think every universe. Yeah, I think Netflix. So here's the rumor: Netflix is getting the Snyderverse, Hulu's getting the Nolanverse, and the CW, whatever that verse is moving to Roku. It's gonna be great. Yeah. It's gonna be great.
And I think Amazon Prime is getting the Andrew Garfield sequel of Amazing Spider-Man. So
the Amazing Spider-Man on Amazon. I love that.
On Amazon exclusive. Craig,
yeah,
help me out here because I'm going to go say hi to the chat.
Say hi to the chat. This is always weird for me when I'm a guest on a show and I'm not in control. So yeah, you do whatever you got to do. I'm having a great time.
I bet it is. I appreciate your patience, Craig.
I would love to take control right now.
Yeah, I bet. Derek Hoover, he is here. Harry Dempsey, thank you. Kevin Herbert, Steven Lawrence, Mustache Mayhem, Justin Tongue, John Yerkeba, Part 4, IDW, cover artist for Beast Wars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He knows people. This guy's going to be going places. Keep your eye on him. Make sure you follow his Instagram as well. Lots of great art. Skylar Davis is here. John.
Jim.
Jim. I'm still saying John in my head because I'm reading John right underneath him.
It's hard.
Yeah, John Maritano Farah. Jim, thank you for hanging out. Also, check out, he's got a podcast as well, I believe. Now I'm trying to remember.
Extraplasm.
Ectoplasm. Thank you. I keep wanting to say ectoplasm, but I know it's a play off ectoplasm.
Right. It's very close to that.
The 80s experience. Thank you for being here because we're about to re-experience 1989. Gotham Soccer is here. Allison Troy is here, who has been trolling me all goddamn morning on Discord. Flash739. Steven Lawrence gets another shout out because I just clicked on him. Silver K. Kayla Silva Surfer. She is here hanging out with us.
I'm so glad it's nice here. It's really awesome. It's cool that there's people that came in from the YHS world, the Toy Anxiety world, the Geek Dad Life world. This is great. This is how you build community. Yeah.
Yes, thank you all. Right, Bobo Wave. Thank you. Brandon 3G. Nolan. Is this the Nolan verse we're talking about? You can pre-order on Amazon right now.
This is it. So listen,
look at this.
Ryan,
they're still trolling me at the Mayo comment.
Fuck that. They can listen. This is a no troll zone. All right,
yeah,
we're here to talk about one of the most important things in the world, which is Batman. I'm really happy to be
Batman. And on top of that, Michael Keaton Batman. Craig, can I show you? Yeah. Speaking of Michael Keaton Batman, I went to a toy show on the weekend.
I heard. I'm excited to hear.
It was down in the States, down in Everett. the home of Funko Pops.
Sorry.
That's where they were born. Whether we love them or not, I'm indifferent. But there was a lot of stuff there for me, Craig. If you were part of Geek Dad Life, if you're part of his After Dark, if you're part of his Patreon, you'll notice I showed this one off. Little
Beautiful.
Toy Biz Batman on card. Never owned it. Now I do.
Now there's multiple variations though of that figure, right?
Yes. So this is the first. You can't even really tell, but that's like the first drop of the Batman, right? So
I got to learn. I don't know what all the differences are, but I know there's some facial differences.
But one I'm still gonna save for Toy Anxiety next week.
Okay.
But I just want to showcase. It's a big tease, a big lead up.
All right.
Another one on card.
Look.
Dark Knight Collection. Crime Attack Batman. The basic of the Keaton Batmans.
That's the one you need. If you're gonna get one figure from Dark Knight Collection, that's the one.
That's the one. Well, yeah. If you needed one, but if you needed two,
yeah,
there's another one that I got. But we'll talk about that one on Toy Anxiety on Tuesday. But I just want to showcase this. Like this is, and I'm going to tell you this right now. The guy that sold these to me, he already had a price on them. Then he gave me a 50% off the tag price. Then he let me do a bundle of a bunch of carded figures.
Let me ask you this, Ryan. You've often told me it's been really hard to find Kenner Batman in Canada, and you had like this idea in your brain that you were going to go to the United States, you're going to go to this toy show, and you were going to find Kenner Batman. A lot of times when I have an idea about what I'm going to find at a toy show, it's like a big swing and a miss, and I end up just not finding anything that I'm looking for.
You end up buying Flintstone Kids, right?
Yeah, but it must have been really exciting for you to actually like have a goal and start meeting the goal. Like that's awesome.
See, here, this was the misdirect. So we all know Jake Stevens from Forlom to Zuckus.
Exactly.
He has a booth at that toy show. He's one of those booth babes, just like Jay and John. And he kind of said, "Oh, this is the smaller one." Because I even said, like, "Hey, that's what I'm going there for." And he's like, "Yeah, it's a smaller convention. It's a smaller toy show." First off, that toy show was still huge. And so when I went in there, my expectations went, well, I'll see what they got. Partway through, I already find another booth that's selling a bunch of Kenner Batman loose complete.
Okay.
So as one does, I cleaned them out.
He said, you did the Wayne's World. He's like, "Can I put the Kenner Batman away, Ryan?" You're like, "Not today, my good friend."
Cha-ching!
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Even though it was just like a bill, because I was just like, "Oh, these are for." I'm pretty like I cleaned out that convention of their Kenner Batman minus a couple of figures that I left for everybody else because I already had like multiples of Robin and Catwoman on card. So I just kind of was like, you know what? These I'll leave for somebody else. But I guarantee you, those two booths that sold me all these Kenner figures were watching the Super Bowl going, son of a bitch. I could have got the next
should have got more.
Should have got more. So I didn't. But yeah, so that was the toy show. And it was exciting because yes, the next day was the trailer drop. Craig, we will scroll through it. We did get sound working. So we can have sound going a little bit before we do a full breakdown.
Perfect.
But it dropped. And what was your first initial vitriol reaction?
Well, here's the deal. I'm a big fan of the Super Bowl. I love the pageantry of everybody getting together and being excited about one event. So whether it's the Super Bowl, the Oscars, the Jeffreys, I love that. And I love the trailers. Like I'm glad that it's coming back because it feels like there was a lull for a couple years where Hollywood was like, we're not going to spend $8 million on the 30-second trailer spot. But I was excited because I knew a bunch of trailers were going to hit. We're going to get that Fast X trailer. We're going to get the Flash, all sorts of stuff. But the trailer did drop online well before the TV spot. But then we found out later the spot that aired on the game was actually different and had a couple pretty major reveals that aren't in the full trailer. So and I was confused because I saw people posting the clip of the Batmobile and the clip of the armory with all these like, Keaton suits, and I was like, I went back and watched the trailer 3 times. I'm like, where is that? I was like, oh, it's a different. Okay, so my blonde heritage caught up to me there for a second, but I figured it out. I'm fairly fairly smart at sometimes. But anyways, I haven't answered your question. Boy, I have been so excited about Michael Keaton coming back to Batman. And I think the reason I've been so excited is because I adore Batman 89. I love, Michael Keaton in the role of Batman. He's one of my favorite actors anyway, but like, it's just that core nostalgia part of our childhood, same as Ghostbusters, same as Star Wars, Jurassic Park, that time in our life where we were just becoming obsessed with our favorite pop culture icons. And to me, Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as Batman and Joker is like, it's as iconic as it gets. So I'd been a little worried. There's been a lot of ups and downs in the DCEU, to say the least. There was the Flash has been done for a long time. There was COVID delays, and then Fandom didn't happen, and then Henry Cavill was back, and then he wasn't back, and then
well, there's also Miller delays.
Yeah, and then Ezra Miller is a whole other piece of the puzzle. He's
another bag of chips, but he's still part of it. Whether
they're part of it. And I will say this though.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
No, it's fine. Ezra Miller's portrayal of the Flash in Zack Snyder's Justice League is probably my favorite part of that movie. I think they're really good in that role. And it's unfortunate they're having so many of these legal issues, and those are the kind of things that prevent people from having a long career, right? I loved this trailer. I know I sound like Kevin Smith right now. I fucking loved this trailer. Dude, I was fucking weeping like I could just do a Kevin Smith. I sent my wife out for an extra fucking thing of Kleenex because I was just weeping like a little bitch. Like, I thought the trailer was great. It looks like the best that the DCEU has been able to offer. It looks like a big, fun, multiversal story, similar to No Way Home. But as much as I love Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and all that, Michael Keaton in the bat suit, that's another level for me. So and there's fan service in the trailer. He literally looks at the camera and goes, "I'm Batman." You know what?
It's that smirk too. That smirk before he even says it, like he knows it's coming, right?
He knows it's coming, and the audience knows he's coming. And like Michael Keaton has been really cool about over the years being like, "Yeah, I'm Batman. Christian Bale's not Batman, and Ben Affleck's not Batman." But speaking of Ben Affleck, I think I knew he was in this movie, but I think with all the DC back and forth, I kind of forgot. For some reason, I thought he was like removed from the movie. Not only was
he was removed, and they put in Momoa instead, which I thought was the actual like, oh, they're cutting out that scene, but they need it connected, so they're whatever. But I mean, like, yes, I was not expecting it. So it was like
not only is Ben Affleck in the movie. First of all, I'm watching the trailer with my lovely partner in crime, Abigail Gardner. We're sitting on the couch. Affleck shows up, and I just get this big smile on my face, and I look at Abby, and she looks at me, and she goes, "I don't care that Ben Affleck's in this movie." I was like, "Oh, right, I do." Ben Affleck's one of my favorite actors. I like his portrayal of Batman and Bruce Wayne, and when he shows up in the blue and gray suit, and he's on the motorcycle, I'm like, yeah, they're out Snyder.
The amount of blue and gray we got in the. You know what? Hang on. I want to point this one out from the chat first. How insane is it to see Keaton bats in broad daylight.
Yeah,
It's insane,
it is
but
insane.
I'm here for it. Should we just Craig, do we want to watch the trailer?
We can watch
do we
the
want to
trailer.
just pause it and break it down?
Yeah, let's do it piece by piece. I'm assuming everybody here has watched the trailer already.
I'm assuming so. You can now also see my kind of history on the side here, which is kind of fun because you see some beat down
Ryan
life.
Hall,
I gotta finish the one.
yeah.
Ryan
Just
Hall,
the
y'all.
weather.
There's a storm coming. There's a storm
There
coming,
is.
Mr. Wayne.
But yeah, Selena Kyle's like, how did you think you were going to get away with having so much when there was a
Meanwhile, it's just
storm coming?
Yeah. Well, you see here, Miss Kyle, we got a storm coming down at the south side of Gotham. It's going to be coming up down by the left there.
By the way,
if you see that storm happening over there by Bain, over by the Gotham Penitentiary, be sure to take cover. Run, do not walk, take cover. We got a storm coming down to Gotham.
This is a potentially life-ending event.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, before we get to it, I just want to say, because James Gunn has announced his new slate, and now that we know the Flash is going to be the big event picture that ends that first part of the DCEU and opens up this next part, kind of canonizing what came before as well as what will come after. I think this is a big deal. I think this movie is going to be I think it's going to be huge. And I don't think it's just, listen, I think Keaton back as Batman is amazing. Mm-hmm. I think it means a lot to it's almost like Ghostbusters. It means a lot to a certain group of people at a certain age bracket. I don't think 20 and 23 and 28-year-olds care about this the way 37, 38, 45-year-olds care about this.
But this is where the balance comes in when you have the Flash and Supergirl and Batfleck all show up, right? That's where, to me, I feel like they are that balance to bring in that younger demographic, because that woman that plays Supergirl is I should have notes already set up on the side.
No, we're fine.
So nuts, but
it's good. I'll get the notes. I will say this though: we had seen some images of her in the suit that were kind of released a long time ago, and I wasn't super impressed at first, but everything I saw in the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this is great! She looks great. Exciting. This is exciting." And if Henry Cavill doesn't show up, it's even funnier because she looks all badass and it's just, I don't know. There's something about it.
There is something about it.
Sasha Callie as Kara. So
yes, she's awesome.
She's great.
I'm down. All right, let's break this apart.
Let's do it.
First off, take a look at that new 52.
Hey Ryan, if you're gonna talk, pause the audio because we're not gonna be able to talk over it. It's cutting out. Yeah.
Oh, is it cutting out? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, because I can only hear myself.
No, you're good.
First off, I want to bring up that Flash costume.
Yeah, let's talk about it, because I'm no DC expert here.
It's very much like New 52 and Rebirth, with the lines coming down and connecting to the emblem, to the symbol. Again, it's just beautiful. That's one of the best costumes I've Marvel's been touch and go to me with costumes. Either they nail it, like Captain America or Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it's just why aren't we just getting the classic red and blue Spider-Man suit?
It's almost like sometimes with Marvel, they get some amalgamation of a bunch of costumes, right? I feel like the way to go is to pick a specific, a specific look from a specific era and go with that, because for the hardcore comic fans, you're going to have a reaction. It's going to be exciting for it, I think so. But yeah,
I'm totally with you, and I think this is, and again too, I find that the costumes in DC are more symbolic than sometimes even the characters themselves. They're more symbols than.
Sure. I mean, look at the DC, the opening DCEU. The Marvel opening credits stinger shows all the actors that portray in the MCU. But the DC one is just the characters. And I think a big part of this is the thing you're hearing from James Gunn is like, these characters are bigger and more important than the actors playing them. So we have to be character driven.
Right.
We have to be character focused.
Correct.
It's no matter what anybody who thinks of Iron Man is thinking of Robert Downey Jr. for the rest of our lives. It's just the way it is. So
it's true.
it's true.
Right.
So.
I agree. Well, even we got to remember too, like first Keaton hasn't been Batman in 30 years, right? Or close to.
Right. Or over.
No, 30 years.
Since
Yeah.
Batman Returns, yeah.
Right. And so 30 years. And we still see Keaton and go, that's Batman. Like, so I mean, that's what happens. But
dude, I'm calling it right now. I'm watching
Oh.
Batman 89 tonight. All right, keep going.
Oh, I did last night. Oh, so good.
So hot.
The cowl and the suit on the floor in this next shot. This doesn't look like the Batcave.
No, it looks like the kitchen of Wayne Manor. It looks like he's having a day.
It looks like it's clearly a bathroom. That's a bathtub behind it.
Oh, it's a bathtub. Okay, I got you.
Right, but yeah, it looks like he's just maybe that's just the end of the night. Just got to kick the boots off, stay a while.
I mean, listen, we've all worked. Like okay, when you first go to school, like your first couple days, you're putting your papers in your folder, you're organized. By the end of the first week, you're stuffing shit into the bottom of your book bag. You're putting your clothes all over. He's been Batman for 30 years. He has no time. Alfred's dead, by the way, so there's no one to clean up after him.
I really hope they have a tribute to Michael Gough in there somewhere.
Dude, I literally hope there is a PSA for the dangers of McGregor's disease.
Oh. Just a silver tray and a Diet Coke somewhere next to that bathtub.
Why did they give in Batman and Robin? Why did they give Alfred a fake disease? Like, just give him
I have
something real that makes us connect.
Because they didn't want it to get too real, to be like, Jesus, they gave Alfred cancer.
Yeah,
like I don't think that's.
They gave him McGregor's.
They gave him McGregor. Yeah, hello there. I have McGregor's.
Hello there. I've got news. Word up from highs. I have McGregor's.
Yeah.
Okay, let's so real quick, basic plot line of this movie has kind of been out there. They put out a synopsis, right? This is what the trailer talks about. Barry Allen, he's gonna go back in time to save his mom. Ben Affleck's like, hey, don't do that. You could fuck everything up and accidentally restart the DCEU. He's like, no, I have to save the Snyderverse, and he goes back in time, and this is where we're at.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's like Jason Lee talking to Ben Affleck. All right, here we go. Okay. Look at this shot.
The back of a Batmobile. Okay. 1 second. We're gonna be tuned out because of the sound. Unless maybe if I turn off the sound, it'll.
Yeah, just click. Yeah, turn the sound on. All right, so we've got Affleck here. Okay, look at that shot right there. Wow.
Which one?
Just I love seeing Flash slide in like that. It was just cool.
Oh, dude, this is like awesome. Again, this suit just looks so good. I'm a little like shocked just how good it is. Let's again, I think that was Batman flipping a switch.
Right. I mean, the beginning of the trailer is just a montage, a bunch of action shots, but you start getting this little introduction into the plot. And again, I really like Ezra Miller's performance in there's an emotional weight to the performance that Ezra has in Justice League, and I'm interested to see that story continue. I really am.
Yeah, me too. And this is clearly the Barry that we know. This must be his past because that's his. Looks like his mom is dying, and that's the whole thing of why his dad gets arrested, because he's accused of his mom's murder.
Right.
Even though that was not, like, he's wrongfully accused is the thing, but he's doing the time for it. Right? He walks in. Beautiful logos, as per usual.
Yeah, and I think it's important, too, for the general audience, I wonder what the general movie going public even thinks or feels about this version of the Flash in the DC universe in general, because I don't. There's a funny story. I think Jacobs told it on YHS before, where Jacobs a tattoo artist, and there was a guy sitting in his chair getting a Joker tattoo, and this was right around the time the Snyder Cut was coming out. And Jacob asked him, was like, "Oh, what do you think of the whole Snyder Cut Justice League thing?" And the guy was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I don't think the general public knows about what's going on with DC. So I wonder if there's like some confusion about what this movie even is. It's just kind of interesting. I don't know.
It is, and again, I think that's why they're selling it on Batman, because everyone will go to Batman.
Right. They weren't going to let that surprise stay secret very long.
Right, and again, we just got more montaging of family and, dare I say, flashbacks.
Oh,
gosh,
gonna win another Oscar. Going to the Flash Zone. All right, so okay, so this
Dream
is
come
kind
true
of
here.
two Ezra Millers. Just when you thought one Ezra Miller, dude. Hey, it's like in Ghostbusters. Ooh, let's do more damage that way if there's two Ezra Millers.
I also want to point out, I think it's supposed to be young Barry Allen. I want to point out their headphones.
Oh, okay. I want to ask about this. This is something I've been meaning to ask about. I do not. If let's see, if Flash is going back in time and ends up in this other universe, we've got this younger Barry Allen with these headphones that are like circa what, 2003, 2004?
Oh, are we trying to figure out his playlist or their playlist?
I want to know what Barry Allen's listening to, and if it's I don't know, Shania Twain or
Prince.
what. No, it's just that. Yeah. No, but are we assuming that the Michael Keaton that we're seeing in this movie is not, that it's not 30 years past, is this 15 or 20 years later? Or is it 2023?
I never even thought of that, because Keaton looks really good. And yes, I believe there was a picture that was released yesterday or today of him at like standing there as Bruce Wayne.
Right.
And he had the gray hair.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So, it'll be interesting to see what year that timeline takes place in. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested too. It's again, if Warner Brothers doesn't start selling those headphones, get with it. I want to look like Barry Allen.
Barry Allen looks awesome. I want to be a young Barry Allen when I grow up.
You have my face.
Yeah, you stole my face.
You stole my face. June 16th.
Which means Face Off, the movie, does not exist in that universe, because anybody would say you took my face off. Like, they would say that.
And that means that Nicolas Cage Superman does not exist in that world.
Hi, I'm Superman. I'm Superman now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this shot.
Sorry. Let's talk about Wayne Manor.
Now, is this the same Wayne? Like, which Wayne Manor is this? Is this just? It looks similar to the one from Batman ~89, right?
Oh, let's take a look at my command.
It's got to be close.
I'm just gonna
let me look at my Kenner Batcave place. Anyway.
Let me take a look at my Kenner one and see if it's close. I believe it is. This is why I want to go back and watch those old movies to kind of like try to match things up, because it looks like the same. It looks like the same one, but
here's
to
the
me,
thing.
kind of outside of like Nolan's Wayne Manor, they all or Affleck's, right? They all kind of look very similar.
Yeah, this looks like it's the same one from Batman '89. I think they use maybe the same location or whatever.
There we go.
Thank you, Justin. And I believe Bruce Wayne should be in a Wayne Manor. Okay, I don't like when he has a penthouse. I don't like when he's, I don't like when Wayne Manor burns down. I don't like when Riddler and Two-Face blow it up, the Batcave.
Right. Everyone always finds the Batcave in every bloody
God,
Every
he's so
bloody movie.
so funny.
I do want to put out Allison's comment here, which as a comic nerd, this makes me laugh. Nick Cage Superman doesn't exist in any world. Superboy Prime punched that away. Go read Crisis for any kind of if you want to find out what that means. Go buy some comics. But yes,
Kayla asks, "What do I do? I like so much. I like a lot of things. I like
Craig
Michael
loves
Keaton
so much. Craig loves things for no reason. Like, I love these. What are they from, Craig? I don't know, but I do know one thing. I love them.
And I need them. Exactly. There you go.
Yeah,
I
think you're talking to Jacob Walsh there. Okay,
listen, here's the deal. We know that Barry meets up with other Barry and is like, "Hey, we need a." He goes back in time. Whatever. He comes back, and he's Barry's now in the wrong universe, which probably means it's modern day. It's the Back to the Future thing, right? Because he comes. So this is probably what the plot is. He goes back in time, tries to save his mom, comes back. Everything's different. Biff Tannen is running Hill Valley, and there's now no metahumans, and Batman is now this other version of Batman. Hey, imagine if you found out Michael Keaton existed and Ben Affleck didn't. You'd be like, oh, that's great. That's good news. That's awesome.
That's
dude.
Great. Yeah. Mr. Mom still exists.
Mr. Mom is greater than Jersey Girl, although I like both.
Right. I do like Jersey Girl. I think Jersey Girl didn't get a fair shake.
Underrated movie.
Right now.
I'll say it all the time. Underrated.
If you have not watched Jersey Girl, everyone, that is your homework for the week, and we're going to discuss it next week on Jersey Girl Tonight.
The only Jersey Girl podcast.
I want to talk about this for one hot minute, because for anyone who doesn't know what happens in the Flashpoint, but I don't even know if I should say what happens in Flashpoint. I'm worried that people don't know. Maybe they want to go in fresh.
No,
so maybe I'm not
this is Gotham. No, bullshit. This is Gotham City Tonight. If you're watching this show, you should know what happens in Flashpoint. And guess what? I don't know, and I'm on the show, so tell me.
Okay, so what happens is when the Flash goes back and changes time and then goes back to the future,
right?
Going back to the future. Great Scott. He doesn't have powers.
Okay.
Because he changed the past. So He doesn't have powers. So he has to find a way to regain his powers.
Right.
So it looks like older Flash needs to get his powers back, and in doing so, gives them to this Barry Allen in Keatonverse as well.
Okay, that makes sense to me. That checks out.
So that's what I think is happening right here. And this is how we end up with two Flashes in this movie.
Two Flashes, one Keaton. It's going to go viral.
Two Flashes, one Bat.
Yep.
I love it. I'm
here
for it. Beautiful shot. Very well dressed, Barry Allen. This ring. This is one of those nerd wet dreams that we love. We love and again, Craig, and for anyone who doesn't know, the Flash keeps his costume in a ring.
Right.
And the ring opens up and he just tornadoes into it at any point in time. That looks like that's what we're getting here. I keep pausing like right at the wrong time.
That's all right.
My timing is a little off. But anyways, yeah, there it is, cracking open. And that's where the suit is. With physics be damned. The Flash does not suffer from space danger.
No, you keep a suit in a ring.
You can keep a suit in a ring. Why not? We've seen Tony Stark keep armor in a suitcase. This is same thing, but better. All right. As far as
can I just say something?
Sure.
I've been a big MCU fan for a long time.
Yeah.
This trailer somehow, like, this trailer in combination with Phase 4 of the MCU being kind of blah, and then like the Ant-Man reviews being so bad, I'm still gonna go see it tomorrow night. But I'm just like, you know what? This is just like, remember when? Okay, Ryan, I'm about to speak your language. Remember when WCW was pounding on WWF and Raw
I do.
lost in the ratings for 83 straight weeks.
That's a
And then
lot
what
of weeks.
happened? You thought there's no way WWF will be cool or relevant again. And then you started seeing a couple sparks. Ooh, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ooh, Degeneration X. Oh my God, Mike Tyson's here. I think this movie could be the Mike Tyson
The
debuting on
Nation
Raw.
of Domination shows
I
up.
just think I think there's going to be a little bit of a shift. I really think there could be a little bit of a shift in the balance of who's leading the comic book movie wars. Even though all the leaders say there's no actual war, we all know there is.
We all, but for the fans, there always is. Like, as someone who reads both Marvel and DC, and I don't have a preference, I kind of was rooting for the underdog in a public sense, which is why Lexi and I started the show. Was
Right.
because we felt Marvel was getting so much love and acknowledgement, and at the same time, there wasn't really a safe space for DC fans of a certain demographic as well. And we thought, well, you know what? Let's make one. That's what this
That's
is.
awesome.
We want this.
Right.
We want this to be a very like open and welcoming community of DC fans, whether it's movies, comics, cartoons, toys, whatever
no way,
it is.
Dude. I'm over it. I'm gonna start hashtag sell Gotham City tonight to Netflix.
So yeah, right. So it's but again, too, I do oddly feel that shift, and even though I love both of Marvel and DC and all their characters, the competition, when one does really well and the other one catches up, it strives for the other one to do even better.
Yep.
And we're
100%.
now and because movies take a little longer than comics to get there. And even that with comics too, like sometimes Marvel will just be destroying DC in sales for like a year. And it takes DC that while because there's always this with the comics. And I want to see the same thing with the movies. I want to see DC all of a sudden just rocket for 10 years. And then out comes Marvel from out of the, they pull out the X-Men card and they go, here we go. Now it's on. Right? Like now that's what I want. Right? So this is again, so super exciting stuff. Here we go. How do you like them apples, Craig?
I love them apples. I love Good Will Hunting, and I love Ben Affleck. I love all his movies. I love Argo. Gone Girl is my favorite movie the last 20 years.
Yes.
The whole Kevin Smith universe. You fucking all of it. I love it.
I want to ask a question. Craig, if I could for a second. Can I ask a question to Kevin Smith?
Of course you can.
How does it feel to see your boy Affleck back as Batman?
Dude, it fucking brings a tear to a grown man's eye. All right? Because I thought he was fucking done and whatnot. They said Affleck was done, and next thing I know, Ben Affleck's there, and I'm like swinging a big dick around on the fucking thing, and I'm crying again. Makes me jizz my pants and shit.
It's perfect. It's for those who can see my cursor.
Yeah, I just love saying that. Sorry. I just wanted to say it again. Fucking makes me jizz my pants and shit.
That's so spot on.
It's
so funny.
Impression. No, I think it's. I love this. It's awesome. He looks great.
I think so too. And I think the thing that I'm circling here around with my cursor, this neon sign, it looks like a take on Planet Krypton.
Okay.
There is remember Planet Hollywood? Do you remember those restaurants?
Of course. Yeah, I got. So we order Planet Hollywood off Uber Eats all the time.
Fantastic. Jesus. In the DC universe, in Kingdom Come, written by Mark Waid, painted by Alex Ross.
Yes.
They go to a restaurant at the end of the book. I'm not going to tell you what happens there. Just at the end of the book, they go to a place called Planet Krypton, which is the Planet Hollywood version of the DC universe, where people's costumes are on display and weapons and all this cool stuff. And the sign looks very similar to that neon sign.
So we think there's a chance that Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne is eating dinner at Planet Krypton. By the way, here's another discussion, and I bet they don't address it. But I wonder which version of Justice League is considered canon, or does it even matter? Because I guess
it matters.
they both kind of end in the same place, like Superman. Okay. Well, we can move on from that.
Okay. Beautiful. Ben Affleck looks gorgeous here, by the way.
It's great.
I just
It's
want to point
fantastic. It's fucking
that
awesome.
Here's something I didn't see coming. Zod and the terraformers from Man of Steel.
I'm back. Did not see Zod coming, but this is like the No Way Home playbook. Like it was like, whoa, Doc Ock's back somehow. Like this is what you do.
Hello there, Peter. That's the
hello
there, Peter moment, right? He's waiting for hello, Kal-El, but that's not Kal-El.
Power of the sun in the palm of my hand. You're not Peter Parker.
Yeah. I think this is going to be an alternate Man of Steel.
Okay.
I think this is going to be part of those Supergirl scenes where Kara crashes to Earth instead of Clark. Instead of Kal-El.
Right. Yeah. I mean, listen, James Gunn flat out said this is one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. There's going to be some insanity. I mean, what if we get Zod from the original Superman facing off to this Zod?
Dude, I think we could get anyway, let's get to predictions at the end of this.
Okay, because real quick, there's a really good opportunity for at just one point when they're traveling through the multiverse, you just see the Phantom Zone go by, and it's just a bunch of Snyder Bros in there, like,
why not
restore the Snyderverse?
I think. Okay, I'm just going to drop down the predictions, anyways. I think we're going to see different worlds, regardless.
Oh yeah,
like at some point of him just going through and zipping around, maybe. Like they might do Batman animated series because
they could.
It's so iconic. The other thing is, and I don't know if people may or may not know this, the Batman 66 sets are still up at Warner Brothers Studio. They've never taken them down.
That's so amazing.
I'm not saying that we're going to get necessarily like Burt Ward and Adam West.
But we should.
I would probably lose my mind if they did. I don't know what I would do. I'd probably just fart and faint. It would just be, I'd be done. Just a flatulence of fainting. And but he could like zip through that world. Like I don't know. This is total wishful thinking. Absolute wishful thinking on my part. But imagine if like the Flash like shows up in just the world of 66. You see people in 60s clothing, and also you hear the narrator
it would be amazing.
And we have a stranger arrive today in Gotham City.
And then Batman's like, Robin, who is this stranger?
Holy lightning bolt, Batman! I've never seen him before in my life.
I haven't seen him either. Dude, we rule. This is awesome. This little thing we're doing is great.
God, now you just had a sneak peek of what's happening the next Jeffries, everybody.
Batman and Robin. Robin, this reminds me of something. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think they revealed a lot in this trailer, but which tells me that, there's probably a lot more surprises to come.
There's that beautiful Batcave shot. Earlier, we did kind of go by it. That's our first appearance of Supergirl. Again, in Flashpoint, when everything's changed and messed up, there is no Superman because Superman was already found by the government and he's been like in jail and raised there the whole time.
Right.
And that looks like that's what they're doing with Supergirl to take that place, which to me, totally cool with. Again, this Batcave shot, this shot, here we go, right? Like, it's you. You are. Oh, man, look at that. He knows.
He knows he's Batman. Who are you?
Like, this is such an iconic shot. To me, like, already you're just like,
yeah.
Like, this is real. Like, this is, like, to me, this is almost on level with that first big Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Chewie, we're home.
This has the Chewie, we're home feel to it because it's just like, are they going to show him? Will he say anything? And his first line of dialogue in Batman 89 is "I'm Batman,"
Batman.
which is preceded by "That's not what I heard, man. I heard the bat got him. The bat. Oh man, give me a break, dude. I love that.
Okay, so Kayla here points out now we just need Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh,
Fun fact.
Here's a fun fact. Ryan, lay down the law. Here we go.
Here we go. This movie, The Flash, was filmed in London at the same time as Quantumania. So I do want to
know
point
Michelle
out
Pfeiffer's in Quantumania.
Pfeiffer's in Quantumania, and she left to London early before she started filming Quantumania. So I don't know. I know nothing about this.
You just
movie.
think that the cat's trying to catch up with the bat. We might get to see.
I think so. And there's something that to me it just feels like because she posted about it. This was all on her Instagram, and I'm all keeping track of this stuff because she's like, "Oh, we going to London."
If we know one thing, it's that Ryan Dole keeps tabs on Michelle Pfeiffer's Instagram.
Correct. Why do you have to say it like that, man?
Well, I'm just saying. You're literally citing. You're like, I remember specifically that on January 5th, 2019, Michelle Pfeiffer was heading to London. It got 400,222 likes.
You're not far off. You're like with the dates. And it was kind of like they were doing reshoots for The Flash.
Right.
She was flying down to London. And then I was looking just like, okay, well, when does Ant-Man film? Because then all of a sudden I was looking at that. And they were like, oh, because you can look up all this stuff online.
Sure.
Like all you have to do is go to Google and be like, where are things filming? When do they film? Because the stuff's all online. You can find it. Unless something is like super secret, like a Star Wars or something. Like if it's a J.J. Abrams production where he likes to keep things super, super hush.
Very secret.
Right? Like he's you can find out where everything is filming online easily enough. And sure enough, I was like, wait a second, all of this is lining up. I think there's a chance. I'm not gonna like say she is. I'm not gonna confirm because I have no place. I have no.
I mean, to me, it feels like. Listen, I don't think Catwoman's gonna be running around, but I could 100% see like a post-credit scene or a scene at the end of the movie where he comes back to Wayne Manor and she's
in the cave.
She's in the cave.
Maybe that's where the bathtub gets into play here. We'll find out.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope. Right? I'm Batman. Yeah. This dude, he's so cool. It makes me want to like buy every toy. Now, this is where things get a little more CG
real quick,
than the original Batman.
I wanted the xylophone reveal of the Danny Elfman Batman theme was really cool as well. I thought that was a really cool touch.
Dude, it's the music in this trailer is unreal.
But that scene that you just showed where we see Batman, first of all, I think the improvements on the new suit, the updates, I think they're pretty cool. I like you got to modernize it a little bit, but they didn't change it that much. Although I think it would have been interesting to see like, Keaton.
Like that's still it. That's still like the cape. That's still the pose.
Oh, that's fucking Michael Keaton's Batman. There's no doubt about it.
That's the Kenner toy. Like that's Kenner.
That's Kenner. But it is a little shocking to see this kind of movement because the old suit was very stiff and obviously they didn't have any CG or VFX graphics in the first movie. In fact, it was mostly like matte paintings and stuff.
Which still to me, I think those all still hold up.
Oh, they rule. But yeah, it was just so mind-blowing to see some of these scenes play out.
So I believe this is Batfleck, but this is very Bat Pod.
It is, but it's not the. It looks like the Bat Pod from the Dark Knight, but I actually have that hot toy. The Bat Pod from the Dark Knight only has one front wheel and one back wheel. So
Right.
this is like
One
this has
big
two.
chunky wheel.
Oh, that's a chunky wheel. So yeah, this has double wheels, but it's just cool to see. Yeah, it's just these are cool shots. It looks like there's going to be some sort of epic chase scene or something.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, that too. The Supergirl coming out of the clouds. Again, just looks like it looks like something out of Ross's playbook, right? Like it's just so good. Here we go.
That's a great shot. And then you get them kind of.
These are all hero shots. Like, here we go. The Tale of Two Flashes. Now this one looks like we do know there is a see, it went dark as soon as I said dark. Dark Flash. We do know that's a thing.
Okay.
This could be it. I'm trying to like get a good view on the boots because also we also know that the younger Flash wears a modified painted Batman suit.
Right. To me, this looks more like the two Flashes teaming up for what I mean. This could be the Flashpoint. This could be it. We don't know. This could be. They're like, how do we reset the universe? We have to touch tips? No. Boots?
No.
But
touch heels. Click heels, boys. Knocking boots, as Charlie Weaver puts it.
Yeah.
Right? Like this whole shot is just insane.
It's badass.
Like this is what they're giving us. Like I can't even imagine what we're not getting. Here we go, right? Or just
slow-mo shots of Supergirl. She looks badass. Hold on. Go back to my boy there. Dude, when I saw the blue and gray, I about fucking shit my dick.
Yeah. Oh, that's great too. Oh man.
Look at that. That's badass.
It's so good. And he's fighting the Terraformer. Like, there we go. Like, this looks so good too. So are we going to get, like, again, is this going to be one of those, like, No Way Home moments where we're going to see Batman's shoulder to shoulder, tip to tip fighting?
Well, I mean, I can't wait to see the circumstances that lead to that. But you know what I saw this week? There's something that first of all, when we make fun of the Snyder Cut people, we mean it. No, I think I like the Snyder Cut. I actually really like that movie, and I think it was obviously a much better version of Justice League, even though it has its flaws and faults. But I saw like the vocal minority that is the Restore the Snyderverse people. They were screen capping this shot specifically and posting it, and they were like, this is a travesty. Look how stupid this is. Zack Snyder would never allow. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's Batman in his bat suit. Like what?
You guys saw him in the goggles, right? Like they legit put him in a goggles and trench coat and had him like walking around the desert.
Yeah. Which was also cool, and I still want those hot toys. But yeah, I'm just like, what?
It's amazing.
So,
Marvel hater. We've got someone new in the chat. We've got
Super Ultra Mega Overdrive Charger.
Right, Marvel haters. That's who usually. There's no Marvel haters. Not here.
Yeah. What I've always said about the Snyder Cut people is eventually they will turn on Zack Snyder, because that's what happens. You see that when there's like a fanatical cultist following of any kind, eventually they turn on their leader. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the story of what's it called? Christianity.
Yeah.
Like, eventually things go south for the guy who's like leading the charge. All right. So at some point they will, when Zack Snyder comes out and talks about how he's going to tweet how much he loves the Flash, they're going to be like, Snyder turned on us. He's a traitor.
Yeah. Sell his soul to Netflix. This is such a cool scene too.
This blew my mind. Seeing Batman in broad daylight doing like Batman shit while Supergirl's flying around.
In the snow. You know what? I dreamed about this my entire life, Craig. Batman.
Arctic Blast Batman. Well,
That is
because
it.
dude,
This is yes.
you're from Canada. You need that representation. You need snow in your Batman.
It's a look. This is BC. This is Vancouver, right here. Right, mountains, snow. This is it. This is where I live, folks. This is all me. But honestly, like seeing Batman fighting out in the snow, like that's just like I know we got a Christmas movie with Batman Returns, but this snow just hits a little different, and it's exciting to me.
Well, because it's in the daylight, and there's look at this shot. Like Batman's like, "I'll punch you, dude," and Supergirl's like, "I'll take care of this."
Dude, she blocks the bullet shot. That's what she's doing right there. He's pulling the trigger. The trigger's been pulled. She's blocking with the palm. Like, I ain't no. Like,
you're not killing this Batman, this weak ass version of a superhero who is just rich and has a rubber suit. You're not killing him on my watch.
Not on my watch. Like, and she just like palms it right into his face. Look at that. Throws him. Beautiful. He's dead though. And also like looks like we're back in Wayne Manor. This is definitely Keaton's.
Right. And they say, "Oh, that's not Clark." And then you get this great shot. This is just like listen, every trailer has to end
with a gag.
Every trailer and with a little gag, little funny thing. But I laughed.
Me too.
So it worked.
I did too.
Hey, are they in the Batwing here?
Sorry?
Are they in the Batwing here?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Badass.
So we know it's like a 4-seater. So I'm hoping I know Todd McFarlane's watching. So could you please just make sure that all the figures fit in the Batwing you're making? That'd be amazing.
I hope there's a scene where Flash is like,
look at that costume. Like she looks so good.
I hope there's a scene where Flash is like, Batman, what kind of special features does your Batwing have? And he's like, well, it's got giant scissors in the front in case there's toxic balloons I need to cut. And that's basically it.
It always like what was funny about the Kenner toys in the commercials because they'd always come like even the new Superpowers Batwing where it like swoops down, but slows down and then you pull the little trigger and it does the little like capture thing. And I was like, if this was real life, the Joker would be cut in half and splattered.
Immediately.
Immediately.
Oh man.
This is so good.
Oh
yeah,
man.
what are you doing? Like, why are you even asking what are you doing? Like, dude, come on.
Well, if it is a different year, he's probably like, what are you doing? Like, what is that thing you're holding?
Yeah, what is that?
I will say this: these scenes evoke the imagery of Man of Steel a little bit, right? Because there's a lot of daylight shots in Man of Steel.
Also, this is something DC is doing that I wish Marvel would pull their head out of their ass and do, which is show the comics at the end of the trailer. Like, yo, if you like this, if you want to get started, here's where you start. Check it out. Read some comics. And tell Abby I say hi.
I'm trying to figure out what she's watching. What is that?
I'm talking about comics, so Craig's not interested right now. But yes, we have to.
I literally just fell asleep. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Toy Art was saying, "Yeah, pimp them comics." I absolutely agree, and I know that Marvel they do like their thing on Disney Plus at the end, and they try to like, oh, we like the comics, but they only talk about the writer. They never talk about the artist. Which to me is like such garbage, and it just makes me so infuriated and mad. But here we go. Like we got it like right here. Buy these, enjoy, right? Have some fun. So, I'm really stoked that DC started doing this because I'm really hoping that this also gets played in theaters as well, like where they still play this part. Like, yo, check out these comics.
I mean, I think it's. And Ryan, you're the biggest proponent of this, but I do think there is so much value in especially kids, getting kids to understand the source material and get them excited about, because like it doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter what like comic books were very popular in the 30s, 40s, 50s. All comic books are always popular. And they still are.
They
and
still are, but I mean, like, I think comics. I always say this: if each person who bought a movie ticket to a Marvel movie or a DC movie bought one comic a month, it would like save that industry. All they would have to do is buy one, and it would change the entire landscape of the comic book industry, straight up.
And I like this comment from
yeah.
Charlie. Says they should put spinner racks in the theater with comics to buy. You know what? They should be doing that instead of giant $25 popcorn buckets of Ghostface's head or whatever. Like,
yes.
Yeah, sell a comic book, goddamn.
Oh, well, they even have like, I don't know about you, like we have like, there's like aisles that you go down to go buy your popcorn where it has merchandise. Comic books should be on that merchandise stand with all your leftover muncher plushes and and they got like, if you can buy, let's put it this way, if they're selling Funko Pops at the theater, there's no reason they can't be selling comics.
You know what I think is interesting too is like, I feel like Batman. I feel like when you're surveying the world of who are the most popular superheroes, I think it always, like modern day, I think it comes down to Batman and Spider-Man. I really do. I think Spider-Man might be bigger than Batman these days. I don't know. But I think the fact that we're getting this movie with multiple Batman characters, and then we know Matt Reeves, the Batman 2 is going to be coming out in the Penguin show, and then we're going to get Brave and the Bold and the whole like, I just think it's such an exciting time. I think the movie going audience, like, I don't think people need as much education these days. I think they understand it's multiverses. The Batman story being told in Matt Reeves' world is different than the Batman story being told over here. And I think it's going to be a really, I think it's just going to be a cool time for fans of DC and for fans of Batman. Because it's been a while, and like, I mean, Dark Knight Rises was 2012, and then all of the Snyder stuff has been kind of up and down, to say the least.
Right. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. Hey, I'm going to try and see if I can find what is it called? Like the Super Bowl
spot.
Right.
So yeah, this during it's a shorter one. It's like 45 seconds. This is it. So this is the alternate version, which was shown on TV. It's got a lot of the same shots, but then definitely some different stuff. Which is,
well, you know what we want to see.
Let's get to it. There's a really good shot of the Batmobile. Hey, real quick, go back real quick before we get to the armory. What is that shot? Is that like the? That's a good shot too. No, you can press play now. There's a shot right before the armory of. It looks
like the Batcave opening up, like the bookcase.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Hey,
who is that? Who's standing there?
Is that Pfeiffer?
Can you make the screen bigger? Who is that? I'm gonna look at it on my. I'm gonna look at it on my end. I don't know who that is.
It's long gray hair.
Yeah.
That's a woman.
Is it Brent Spiner from Independence Day?
Is it Brent? God damn it, Craig.
We got some really exciting stuff in here. It's Alfred's corpse. It's undead Alfred.
Flash.
Has anybody talked about this yet? Like,
no one. Not that I know. Well, again, I haven't watched any like. I know Screen Crush does their their Easter egg count, and I know that Jay did his on Screen Geeks.
Right. Okay. I'm
but
looking at it.
I haven't watched any breakdowns of this. I wanted to come in fresh with you. I wanted to be fresh with you, Craig.
So this is either. I mean, geez, I don't think it's Michelle Pfeiffer. What if it's Kim Basinger? Like, why is nobody talking
Alfred
about
just
Vicky
letting her back into the Batcave again?
Mrs. Vale, will you be joining us?
Yeah. Oh, God, what was the reporter's name again? It was Vicky Vale and God, what was his name? Someone in the chat will know.
Knox?
Knox.
Is this like a?
This is where this is Vicky Vale, and it opens up, and it's Knox back there, still reporting for the.
He's like, I've been here for 30 years. Oh, Bruce Wayne. Oh, give me a
what?
Get Knox
really, Bruce Wayne? Batman, this whole give me a break. Now we got this Flash. Come on. Let's go do lunch.
Oh, now somebody's saying this is actually Michael Keaton with long hair before he cuts his hair and gets back in the game.
What?
He says it's a man's hand in the next scene, same sweater. Press play real quick.
I'm just seeing what I want to see, so don't take it away
right
from me.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens in the next scene here, because that's kind of cool too. If Michael, if he just hasn't been Batman for 20 years, he looks like Jerry Garcia, just smoking weed and just fucking living life.
There is okay. Well, let's go to the armory before we find this hand in a sweater.
All right, here it is, the armory.
The most Kennerific thing we've ever seen outside of Schumacher, to be honest. Craig, can I go through and tell you what I see here?
Tell me everything.
Okay, so I think this is like first appearance, like year 2 kind of Batman from the comics, where you had like the holsters. As you can see, there are the guns there, the holsters. Then we've got the classic blue and gray, or Power Winch Batman, as we would call him.
Absolutely, Power Winch Batman.
Over
Night
here,
Winch Batman.
Night Winch, thank you. And then we've got the over here on the far right, we have the goggles. I think this is the closest thing we're going to get to an antifreeze Batman.
And then the next one, you got like the scuba gear Batman.
And now, is it? I had 2 theories on what this one could be. So I think this one could be like an aviator suit for when he parachutes from high places on top of planes.
Love it.
Like from
Love what you're
the beginning of Hush. Yeah, like it's like he kind of wears it from Hush, where he has like the tubes and stuff. Also, this could be Deep Dive Batman.
Either way, this is a Kenner collector's fucking dream, is what this is.
Oh, dude. I want Hot Toys to make one of each of these.
No, Hot Toys needs to put out an armory. They'll charge $2,000 for it, and
I'll pay
it. We'll pay it twice. I'll take them all.
I'll take them all.
I want to see this. I want to see what else is in this Batcave. I want to see, what, because I have a feeling that this version of Batman is not. I don't think that he had Robins. I don't think there's going to be a T-Rex down there. I think this is just going to be 25, 30 years later. He's hung up the cape and cowl, but he still has preserved this. The Batcave is kind of a museum.
What if we had a picture of Marlon Wayans as Nightwing?
But Marlon Wayans now, like a 55-year-old Marlon Wayans as Nightwing. I would love that.
Yeah. Or just one where he's younger, like after he was Robin, but as Nightwing. So to show like something did happen.
You know what's always interesting too is like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin were technically canon to Batman and Batman Returns, but much like they do with like this kind of decanonized those and puts them in their own universe, which we've always kind of known they are. But they did have the same Alfred and the same
Charlie Weaver. This is something I did notice but forgot to point out, and thank you for bringing it up to remind us, because this is very, very cool. The one on the far left with the holsters has the Adam West style bat symbol on the suit.
My God, Robin, I'm wearing an all-black suit. I don't believe I've worn this suit before.
Holy in the shadows, Batman!
Yes, Robin, the shadows, which leads me to believe this could be the work of Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze! Of course! The
Robin from Batman 66. Oh, of course, yeah. I was gonna say the exact same time as you, maybe even a second earlier.
yeah. But they all like some of them do have different symbols here as well, which I think is just to me. Oh, this is everything I've ever dreamed of seeing in a Keaton movie, and it makes me so happy to see it again. She's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass, Zod, piece of shit."
Kick your ass.
Flash
Oh,
butt.
somebody also, one of the Snyder Bros also screenshotted this and was like, "Look how shitty this Flash suit looks compared to the Snyder cut suit." It's like, dude, chill. Isn't this the spray painted Batman Returns suit? Like,
It is.
calm down.
Yeah. And
God,
that the butt looks good. Whatever, man.
it's good. It's
Here
good.
we go. Again, this
Yeah.
is just amazing.
Somebody
Right?
asked
Like we
if the armory is real or CG. I believe, didn't the costume designer tweet and say it was all real?
It's all real, and he said, "I want to make the blue and gray," and they gave him the go ahead. And I'm going to DM him this week and be like, "Hey, come on our show after the movie comes out." Thanks.
That's great. You should.
I will.
And then
Again,
this money shot of the Batmobile, and we got to talk about it because we haven't gotten to this yet. But
what is it?
well, the Hot Toys. We got to talk about
Oh
it before,
yeah,
because I got to go in just a few minutes, but I wanted to make sure we got to that.
Okay. So now that we were looking at the Batmobile, let me see if I can. Let me find the Sideshow website. While you do that, tell me how you feel about this money shot.
I feel great about this money shot. The Batman '89 Batmobile is a top 3 movie car of all time, right alongside the DeLorean and the Ecto-1. It is my favorite Batmobile. It is the Batmobile I dream about at night, and it is the Batmobile that I hope to one day, ride down the interstate with Michael Keaton in. No, I love it. It's dude, people don't realize, like, dude, being 5 years old in 1989 and going through the summer of 89 with all the Batman merch and seeing that movie multiple times in theaters, and just, you don't get experiences like that anymore. I can't even, especially, like, I can't compare it to anything. Like, think of the most hyped you've been for a movie in the last 20 years. It's not as hyped as I was about Batman 89. Oh my God, look at these things.
Look at that. There's your Bane. Because you need that too.
I pre-ordered that.
Look at that. Right, now you can see our awful Canadian prices too. You can be like, "What? You're paying how much?" Yes, that's how much we are paying. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. Outside of seeing the real one.
I believe that. So they put out a '89 Batmobile Hot Toys. This is a re-release, but it's been a long time. This has been out of print, out of production.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they made some improvements and upgrades as that happens as production gets more efficient, and paint applications get better, and everything else. But this is beautiful. I did put down the required non-refundable, whatever it is, $45 deposit with like a 10-month payment plan that does not start till a long time from now.
Right.
And
April 24th is when it's expected to, between April and September of next year. It's expected
next year. Right. So that's kind of the trade-off with Sideshow, but we know that they're putting out they're putting out a Keaton Batman. We know they're going to put out the Keaton Batman diorama of the Batcave, and hopefully they'll re-release the Nicholson Joker, and we can really start living some life again.
Catwoman, man. If they make Catwoman, that's it. It's game over.
I love this deluxe version.
They still do. Me too. The smirk. They gave him the cut chin. Dude, all those gadgets, all those wonderful toys. Right? and that beautiful base. Come on. Like, that's amazing. This is beautiful stuff. Like, this
It's
is so
unreal.
exciting.
The base is cool. I love that. I mean, one of the things I absolutely love about Tim Burton's Batman is the architectural design of Gotham City. It's you a lot of times you'll hear people say things like, "Well, Gotham's a character in itself," and it's like it is sometimes.
It is.
In 1989, it definitely was. But look at this. Look at the Batcave computer. This is where you get your Michael Keaton in a turtleneck, just figuring out what to do about
Just
Joker and
figuring
all
it
these
out. I
new.
like that they got one of the Joker models.
You know who they should do a deep cut Hot Toys 2-pack of the two news reporters from Batman 89.
Oof. That would be before Bob the Goon?
I'll take a Bob the Goon. He's my number one guy.
I'll take a Bob the Goon. I'll take a Vicky Vale, and I'll take all the love interests, to be honest. If they ever which Rachel would you want? If they made a Rachel.
Oh, 100% Maggie Gyllenhaal. I have no. Listen, Batman Begins is not as good as people think it is. I think it's my third in that trilogy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Is that a hot take? Wow.
It might be a hot take, but dude, you know what? That's okay. That's okay.
Ryan,
you're allowed to have opinions.
Ryan, you started dabbling in Hot Toys a lot more this year. Are you gonna, or last year? Are you gonna maybe get one of these Keatons?
I think I'm gonna get the Keaton. I'm not gonna get the Batmobile only because of Space Danger is a real thing.
Everyone's getting mad at me for my hot takes.
Oh wow! Well, you know what? Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let him simmer.
It's fine. I'm really hoping that they do make Jack Nicholson. I hope they make a couple of them because they did before. They did the mime.
The mime makes the movie. I love saying that.
Right? Never touch another man's rhubarb. There's a lot of great lines in that movie. Holy snot. I want Catwoman and I want Penguin. I want vote for Penguin.
Dude, no, I want Paul Rubens as the Penguin's dad who throws him in the river. No, okay. I think we're gonna see. I think pretty soon. I predicted it was going to happen yesterday. I think we're going to get Flash and Batman from the new movie. I don't know how much meat on the bone there is for the mod. And if they do, I'll put it this way: if they do an updated Keaton with an unmasked cowl, just a Keaton head, I think that would be good.
Sweet.
I think I can get that. Yep.
I would be totally down with that. I'm going to find one last thing. Sure. If I can't find it right off the bat, then forget it. Oh, there it is. I think we're... Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to get your first thoughts.
Well, while you do that, I'll plug a bunch of shit. How about I do
plug your shit? Yes.
All right, so everybody, by the way, Ryan, thank you so much for having me. I love being on Gotham City tonight. I love talking about Batman.
I love having you here.
Flash wants a Max Shrek. Whoa, I'm a hot toy. Yes, have some podcasts. We're going to be getting back to basically normal? The Jeffries are over. So the Jeffries were last night. Thank you so much. The response has been really amazing, and hope everybody enjoyed it. We all put a lot of work into it, so it's nice to see that people liked it. And congrats to all of our winners. But yeah, we'll be back with regular Toy Anxiety and bonus episodes next week for Patreon. Yes, Have Some will be returning as well. We'll be covering Ant-Man. There's a lot of new movies coming out. The next couple months, we're going to get into that spring and summer, movie rollout. And then Mandalorian starts in a couple weeks, and we'll have our weekly Mandalorian live stream. So we're going to stay busy, as always.
Are we doing that?
Fuck yeah.
Are we bringing back Midnight Mando?
It will not be at midnight. Non-pandemic Craig cannot handle Midnight Mando. It'll be mandatory Mando. And it'll be either we'll have to figure out it'll either be the
Is it just
night that
called mandatory? Mandatory watching?
Mandatorians. We'll figure out what nights it's going to be, but we'll do a live stream every week, and we'll have our regular special guests like Jake Stevens and Troy Benjamin, and obviously the YHS crew and Ryan and everybody. So yeah, can't wait for that. Lots of fun stuff coming up. Yeah, there we go. Like and subscribe
cool
this channel. Subscribe to Gotham City Tonight, folks. I'm glad there's a bunch of people watching. This is great.
Please, yeah, come hang out with me every it's Wednesday, but I'm here every Wednesday hanging out. Sometimes it's just me. Lexi should be back in a couple of weeks. She just got the keys to her new place, which will have her own studio.
Cool.
So she'll look more professional than all of us. But it's very exciting. So I'm very excited for her. So she'll be coming back soon. I can't wait to hear all her takes because I'm sure she has feelings. But here's the one last thing. Todd Phillips posted this on Valentine's Day yesterday. It is the first look at Lady Gaga with the Joker. Is she playing Harley? We don't know.
She is.
Okay, but anyway, here we go. I mean, it's our first multiverse, official multiverse movie.
Elseworlds, right? That's what they're calling
Elseworlds. Yeah. So this is it. DC Elseworlds.
I mean, I like the
Craig,
first Joker.
Do you care?
Fuck yeah, I care. You know why?
Let's hear it. Yeah.
I like the first Joker. I like Joaquin Phoenix, and I like Lady Gaga, and they say this movie's going to be a musical, and I like musicals, and I like Batman, so it works for me. I see no problem with these, black label, dark label, whatever, letting the Joker be, because it comes from comics, right? Like, look at these as one shots and one offs that are just their own thing, and you either like them or you don't. But I mean, I thought Joaquin Phoenix was awesome. I
liked it too.
I think the Joker is just kind of played out in general, and like, I think it's kind of become a role where really great actors want it to be like their Oscar performance ever since Heath Ledger won. And sometimes it works like Joaquin Phoenix, and sometimes it's really bad like Jared Leto. So
right. Yeah. Agreed. And again, I'm with you. Love musicals. Outside of DC, the only musical I'm most excited for is Rise of the Pink Ladies. Cannot freaking wait for that.
The Grease prequel.
Grease series. I cannot wait. You have no idea how bad I can't wait. If they still doing songs about trying to get laid, I am all for it. So I am excited about. Again, let's not talk. I could do Grease tonight any day of the week.
Sure.
I'd call it a Rydell pep rally. That's what I would call that show. The pep rally.
Daddy, Sandy.
I got chills. All right.
Because of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, that's right. That's what he would
I mean,
do.
seriously though, I thought the first Joker was fascinating. Was it derivative of a lot of existing Martin Scorsese projects out there? Sure, but I would be lying if I like. And this is I really like that movie. I've rewatched it. It's dark and kind of intense at times, and I get why some people don't. Oh yeah, we're just quoting Grease now. If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic sport. I understand some people don't like it, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to like it, but I don't think. I think it's Lady Gaga in a musical playing Harley Quinn. That sounds fun to me. So like, yeah,
that sounds amazing. First off, I love Lady Gaga.
She's great.
Straight up, I do. I think she's amazing. So this has me excited. This is going to be she kind of like, I think she does really well in the weird. And I think this is going to just, I think this is going to play to her strengths. And again, just like you, this is like, I don't know. I didn't mind this version of Gotham. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I went in with a very open mind and came out just pleasantly surprised. So, but that's it. Craig, it's 5 to 8. We went way longer than planned.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. Last night was a blast at the Jeffries. Ryan, it's always a blast. Thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Thank you
to
for joining me. I didn't want to do this one by myself, even though I love hanging out with the chat. And
thank
you for everyone who came and hung out. I didn't get to really say hi, and usually when it's just the chat and I, it's just the chat and I. That's it. Everyone gets a shout out. But tonight we had Craig on, so thank you for everyone who came in. Thank you for everyone who was like hanging out in the chat and just adding to the conversation. And if you like this, please drop a like. If you really liked it, give us give a subscribe. Because this is what this is all about. Yeah, give us one of those subscribes. This is what this channel is all about. It's about building a community and just being able to talk about DC. And I still want to start doing like a monthly Marvel episode 2. We're talking about some Marvel comics. I like talking about comic books as well and all of that. So thank you everyone for hanging in there. Craig, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I love movies. I love Batman, and I love Batman toys. And we didn't even talk about the fact that all the McFarlane Nolan figures are up for pre-order, and there's gonna be a whole lot of Batman toys to buy in the next year. And that's a good thing, I think.
And I
love Michael Keaton. And I love Michael Keaton. I really do. So I
hope
love
Keaton, all of it.
I hope this leads to Keaton getting one more solo Batman movie. And I think it might. I think it's going to do really well. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. Those are great words to end by. So with that said, thank you everyone in Gotham, and thank you for tuning in for Gotham City Tonight. And I will see you next week. Have a good night.